All right, so things got delayed a little bit. Our partner that was going to do the top 10 video with us couldn't make it today. So instead we improvised, and now we're making a new video, and it's going to be the top 10 movies that we believe would be better if they were either a full television series or a miniseries. All right, so as always, I'm Henry, and this is my partner that I'm bringing in today. His name is Rich.
Okay.
It's a little different than what we were going to do because we're also going to have a third partner, but today's just going to be us two. So like I said, we're improvising. Instead of doing two separate lists, we just combined a bunch of movies that we thought would be better as a television series or miniseries, and we came up with one collaborative list, and let's just get right into it.
These are mostly Henry. I added a bunch too, and we just kind of mixed them together in various order here. We just discussed them. So we're going to start off with Harry Potter. I think that was your pick, though, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
I felt like the Harry Potter movies as a whole were really good, but as a book reader, me personally, I just felt like there was a lot of information that could have been delved into deeper, more of the world, the side characters.
Oh, yeah, there's a whole lot of world there that you could explore. And
I just felt like if you would have actually had like a series, like we were talking about, like doing one school year per season, making it a 7-season long series. I just
so that, two movies per one book thing.
You don't have to worry about any of that. You also could have did it, however, like say you didn't think there was enough information in the first season, book one, then you're talking about more stuff, and I feel like that's very important for that type of thing, because a lot of the only real flack I hear about the movies is they're just missing stuff from the book.
Oh yeah, if anything, not even that much, but it's like the smaller details, things that the book fans were like, oh man, if that was in there, it would have been that much better.
Yeah, like not having the stuff from the books doesn't hurt the movies, but it definitely would improve them.
Yeah,
so, yeah, just adding a couple more hours in a series, and it's just like, bam, I think that would just been improved. So that's why we did that at number 10, because it's harmful, to the franchise from the book. But if you add the stuff from the books into...
Like, if in a couple years they did a series now, then I'd be like, okay, do that.
That'd be one where, like, in the just because, just more stuff, and it's like, bam, let's just talk about even more, and it's just people are just like craving, because with Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, there's more Harry Potter world. We just want that. Or with the new book, The Cursed Child.
I'm not even a huge fan, but I'll take more Harry Potter.
Exactly, The Cursed Child. They're like, let's read the book, and we just can't wait for a trilogy for that, or whatever I think they're talking about already. So I think the Harry Potter world, just talking about it more, it can't hurt. Let's go on to number 9. What we got?
Number 9 was The Matrix. I think I pulled that one out.
Yeah.
The Matrix, I feel like the first movie was really good.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Like the sequels, though, kind of messed up what they should have done, and I feel like they could have explained a lot more and could have laid it out better, and like it would have made more sense if there was a 2 or 3 season series.
Definitely. I'm not gonna lie, I own them, but I haven't even seen 2 or 3 because I'm afraid that it's gonna affect the first one. In your opinion, do you think it would be better if we just erased the whole series and just came up with the idea?
Keep the first movie, because that lays down the plan of it sets you up for the Matrix in a very good way.
So you're erasing 2 and 3.
Yeah, 2 and 3. The Matrix, it sets you up and introduces you to the universe, but 2 and 3 mess it up. So take those out, and the series could be a sequel to the main or to the first movie.
Oh yeah,
and continue from there.
Yeah, because I mean the characters, Neo, watching him build up, that was good for one. I think it was earned, and then seeing him as Neo, where in 2 and 3, and Morpheus, and
I'd like to see what it's like to live in Zion, and just like what the society is like, and going, making adventures out into the Matrix.
Ultimately, you think that if we erase 2 and 3, start a series after the first movie, the original, that you could expand the universe. How many seasons do you think we would get out of that?
We could do 2. 2 would be sufficient enough.
Yeah.
I couldn't see it going more than like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
They got to close it down at some point.
Do you think they could find more villains? Because Agent Smith in the first one was a great villain.
Well, yeah, because they have the backstory of it's like the 4th or 5th revision of the Matrix. So there's like legacy code. That's where werewolves and vampires and like ghosts and stuff. That's what those the phasing guys with the dreadlocks. Those were back programs that still lived on. So you could have creatures like that come into the Matrix, and
then I think that would have a better build up to it if you did it in a series instead of just kind of throwing.
Yeah, because then you could introduce and give them a little bit of backstory, and then defeat them 3 episodes later.
Or you can just focus on one episode on them, and just the like, oh, they came out of nowhere, instead of them coming out of nowhere, like, oh, see how they came about, or who brought them in to the Matrix, or whatever, however they would go about it. But yeah,
just have an actiony fight every episode would be pretty good, or nearly every episode. But I feel like that'd work pretty good as a series.
Pretty sweet. All right, so at number 8. This is going to be a controversial one because there's a lot of fans of this movie that love the movie, and there's a lot of people that are on the fence. There's like, it just could have been better, and that's Watchmen. I don't know if it's necessarily because of Zack Snyder's style that just kind of was just overwhelming. It was just like throwing so much at you, you know, the Zack Snyderisms, or was it because of the fact that is it a graphic novel or is it more of a comic?
It's a graphic novel. Well, I mean, it's a comic.
So either way, it's a series. So it's like, you know, they threw that just into one movie. It's just like, oh, I feel like they could expand.
I mean, as far as like comic book movies go, I feel like, you know, almost every comic book movie has a complaint of like they left a lot of stuff out. There's so much in the universe and they couldn't have.
Just like we were talking about the Harry Potters, like there's anything that has prior properties.
Watchmen did it. Watchmen did it fantastically. They included a lot of stuff and it's in there. It's represented well. And there's even like a companion movie, you know, cartoon that was, you know, interspersed the comics. So there's that aspect of it too that was left out, but it's there. So
that's why we picked a miniseries for this one, because we just felt like just maybe like 1 or 2 more hours. Like I even heard someone talk online. They were like, dude, they would have watched a 6-hour straight up movie.
Oh yeah.
If they made 6-hour movies, they would watch a 6-hour movie of Watchmen. Just
6, 7, 8 hours of Watchmen would have done it justice. So it's not too much, but not
just in the theaters at once they would watch it. So
I don't know.
Well, I'm saying this specific guy, he said that. So that's why we said if we did a miniseries, bam, you know. Even if it was Netflix, they throw it all at once. You're going to binge watch something like this for 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same concept of a movie.
I could definitely watch all that.
Yeah, so that you can pause it, you know, go get some snacks, go drink some drink or whatever, and then it's all good. Or you can just straight up binge watch it like crazy. You know, people do that. You know, that's the crave nowadays. So we feel like Watchmen, because there's just so much going on. There's so much action.
There's a lot, but it's a contained story, so I don't want 3-4 seasons of it. I want a miniseries and be done.
So here's my question for you: would you want Zack Snyder to do it? Like, would you want him to be behind the helm?
I mean, like,
do you think it would be just as successful or even better with a different?
The art direction or the art style that he has and like his style is kind of what makes his movies, you know, so great. If they were done by somebody else, it'd be an okay movie, but it's the art style that really sets it.
The one thing that I guess I really didn't like that was a Zack Snyderism with Watchmen was the slow-mo. There was just so much of it. Like,
there was a lot of slow-mo on that one. Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, guys.
There was some where it's like, if I'm going to punch you in the face and I want to...
emphasize
cool.
It, but then let's get back into it. Like,
throwing them out the window. That scene, that's very epic, and that's iconic.
Like when you think of Watchmen, where they're introducing all the background characters,
and then you see the pin. The pin with the smiley face with the blood dripping. Like, that's good. But then when you got a random one, you know, just random stuff that's just, you know, slow-mo for no reason, I feel like that was a little much. So I think if you did a series, you obviously have other hands.
Somebody that's imitating his style, but not...
Yeah, or even if it was Zack Snyder, with a series, you have other hands, and they're just like, all right, come on, we're gonna go about it this way. Or like you said, Netflix, because it's already going to be R-rated, it's already going to be gritty. You know, if you did something like that, bam. You know, Netflix, they can handle that really well, and they're also really strict, but they're tight-knit. So I feel like the combination of his style plus their... I don't know.
Yeah, this is the one of the ones I feel way more confident about. Watchmen would definitely work good as a miniseries.
Yeah. What, 8-episode miniseries? 8 to 10?
Something like that.
Something like that. That'd work pretty good.
That'd be pretty good.
All right, let's go over to number 7. This one, I think I came up with the idea, but instantly as soon as I said it, you were just let's do it.
The Mummy. More specifically, like the Brendan Fraser ones, not the old ones. And I think they're remaking it again. Like, there's new ones coming out. Well, it's Universal Studios. They got like Frankenstein. They got vampires. They got Swamp Monster. They got the Mummy.
But this would be just a mummy by himself, you know.
Yeah, it's just the Mummy. Take like I said, like to keep the first movie. Or no, you don't even need the first movie in this one.
Concept of the first.
We could redo that one, but you know, into let's say 2-3 season series.
Yeah,
would be pretty good. In the kind of style that the Brendan Fraser ones, you wouldn't need Brendan Fraser necessarily if you found somebody equally as good, but
just his style, his persona.
Have the group of the heroes. The first season you could have Imhotep be the enemy, and then have him join the group as like the heroes. You know, kind of add to it. But yeah, I like it. I feel like you know you could just go around to different tombs and find all sorts of secrets. You have the ancient Egyptian secrets have plenty of possibilities. You could definitely
the vibe that I was talking about. I'm thinking that if you have the overall concept of the Mummy, but it's the Mummy meets Indiana Jones meets National Treasure. So you have it's Indiana Jones where you see like the artifacts, but you also have the kind of the parody and the comedy of National Treasure, like Nicolas Cage. He's outrageous. So it's in the middle. Meet in the middle, and there's the Mummy. You know, if you had National Treasure over here and Indiana Jones over here, you have the Mummy right here. Like that's where you would meet in the middle. I think that would be perfect. If they knew that that's what they were going into,
the Mummy.
It's like one of those bad movies where it knows it's a bad movie or over the top, like
they
80s
purposely
filming.
do it bad.
And it's like if you're going for that, and you're not trying to be an A+ movie, if you're trying to be a B series, this would be a perfect where it's like it's going to be fun. No one's going to hate it. Maybe no one will even love it, but most people will like it, and that's the goal for something like this, where it's fun.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking. You know, it doesn't have to be R-rated. It doesn't have to be Netflix. You know, something like a.
I could see like PG-13, maybe, you know, make it, you know, kind of write it for
even
adults,
on the Sci-Fi Channel,
but you know, so that the kids can sit in and watch.
Put it on there where it's, you know, it doesn't have to have swear words, doesn't have to have blood and gore, just, you know, the action and the little bit of scares, the spooks, but I mean not like jump scares, but you know, the creepiness.
Oh yeah,
like
that's what I like. That wasn't scary, but like during those tense scenes, you're like, oh wow, how are the heroes going to get out of this?
It would be all the effects, the lighting. You just see like flickers of the light or like, you know, something like that. Yeah. The fire might go out.
You don't even need you know, super special effects. I mean, the ones in the movie were pretty good. They were kind of wonky.
Early 2000s. Yeah, I mean that's what you expect.
But I mean they're good. They're not bad. I don't hate Scorpion King, but notoriously bad. Jesus, I'm thinking of like, you know, like the Undead Soldiers or something. Those are pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
But I could see 2 series at a minimum would be pretty good, and if they close it out. But I could see it running maybe to 5. But I don't want too much of the Mummy because it would get old after a while. You'd run out.
That would be one of the ones where it's like, all right, now.
You know,
season 6 and 7 ruined seasons 1 and 2. That would be.
It's like, you know, at some point you're gonna run into like, you know, flying zombies or something. It's like, come on, dude, this is getting a little ridiculous. Like, Scorpion King was kind of ridiculous, but I'll take it within the context of the Mummy and whatever. But once we get, it's gonna get too crazy if we let it run too long. But so yeah, the Mummy would be pretty good as a series. Only a couple seasons, not too long. But yeah, I think it would be pretty good. What's our next one?
This one, I think this one might be the most serious but fun concept. It's confused. It's just Looper. Like, there's like, I don't know, they're bounty hunters kind of, where they shoot the guys. They come back in time and they shoot the guys and they send them. So the guys from the future send them back in time, and then those guys shoot them.
Yeah, the Loopers shoot them.
Kind of like assassin bounty hunters, you know, however they want to go about it. But they're paid, and that's how they get their money, because they're tied up, and then they have the money on them.
Yeah, so it's basically just, hey, we're going to send this guy back in time. You kill him for us, so that there's no traces for anybody. Yeah. We'll pay you, and at the end of your career, we're going to send you back in time. You got to kill yourself.
Yeah, so it's
like, okay, you have a set time limit, but in that time limit, you're going to live very well, and we're going to be paid.
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character was really good at this, and he never had a problem until he finally came across him. From the
concept of, you know, sending people back in time and killing them, and like the Looper concept of would be really good. They kind of didn't explain it completely in the movie, or they didn't explore it as well as would have been good. Yeah, like, you know, the Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, and to get some backstory, and like to see other Loopers doing their normal job, and like kind of the problems that they would face in their job. You could just follow somebody, you know, through like a year in their career of looping, and like see how they process that psychological aspect of like, oh, I'm gonna die, or I killed myself, and I know when it's gonna happen.
Because like for Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, like I said, he was really good at that job. He didn't care. He was like,
he was like one of the top.
Yeah, there was a voiceover. He was talking about he was great. He didn't matter, blah blah. But when he finally came across that, he's like, holy cow, I don't know what to do. So that just messes with you.
When in his head, he was like, oh yeah, I can do it. And then when he came to it, it's like,
couldn't do it.
Wait a minute, I don't know if I can.
Like, I think a series would actually come, you know, and actually be able to build on that and actually show the effects and the you know, just how it would mess with you. And I just think that would be awesome. Number 5. This one is real fun.
Number 5. Ghostbusters. There's been a couple cartoon series, but they were cartoons. We want to see like a live action one, hopefully with Bill Murray still, you know, kind of leading the comedy of it.
Or just like like we were talking about the Brent Fraser, it would have to be a Bill Murray type of character. You would have to have
there would have to be Bill Murray's character.
Bill Murray's old, and it'd be real tough. Or if it was back in the day, if they did it, you know, like that. Even if we erased the Ghostbusters actual movie, if it was made a series, I think it would be really awesome, because, you know,
like if they, instead of making the movies, they tried to make a TV series. I think
Bill Murray would have killed it.
It might have even, you know, gone on past the movies.
Yeah, we're making a series just because the overall concept.
It would have been great. And then like, you know, they don't have to like save the city every episode. It could just be like, oh hey, this person's apartment is haunted by a ghost. We gotta figure out to capture it. Blah blah blah.
And it's just kind of like they're clashing, because there's always want to be a leader, and you know, Bill Murray's,
and then like they're trying to do funny. You know, they're doing semi-illegal stuff, so they gotta avoid the cops while they're kind of, you know, saving citizens from
or just like in the actual movie, the first one, the guy who's talking about the permits and all this stuff in the city, and he's the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, guys like that, you got to deal with that type of stuff.
Like, you know, he doesn't understand. He's trying to shut them down. Or you could even have sweet episodes where like, oh, they gotta help some little boy find his lost dog, and they kind of lay him to rest. You know.
Yeah, and it's just like simple stuff. Then it doesn't have to be necessarily ghost related. Just, you know, like firefighters meet paranormal, like, just that aspect where they're saving, but they're also
it's a hard job. It doesn't even have to be ghosts fighting all the time. It could be within their own precinct of inner friendship turmoil.
Like I said, them wanting to be the leaders, or them trying to be funny, or maybe relationship problems. Just being friends. The build up, because they were really like separate guys.
Have a ghost girlfriend. That would be god.
Oh. And then one of the guys doesn't believe, all that stuff, and then he's trying to get her and all that stuff, and then that comes back.
You can have plenty of hijinks. It wouldn't have to be too serious. You don't have to write it totally for adults.
It's fun. It doesn't. Yeah, have to be
fun, wholesome. It doesn't have to be gratuitous or gross. It could you could have some scary ghosts. Put some production into it. But I feel like it'd work for the family.
Oh, definitely.
A couple seasons of that would be good. What are we on now?
All right, this one's all you. This one was all you right here, number 4.
Okay, yeah, so, surprise, surprise, Star Wars. Star Wars needs a fucking TV show. They've done a couple animated ones, the cartoons and whatnot. They need a live action. They need live actors with lightsabers swinging at each other. What I really want to see is a day in the life of stormtroopers on the Death Star. Kind of just like the Office type sitcom, or you could have like Kevin Smith style dialogue. You don't have to have action battles and lightsabers. It's mostly just stormtroopers. Here comes Darth Vader.
Yeah. What do you think it would be, a parody, or do you think it would just be a comedy?
It wouldn't be a parody. I want to have it be actual, not parody stormtroopers and
So
I want Spaceballs parody.
Comedy.
I want actual, Star Wars, but in a comedy way. It's not serious. It's not, like I said, have Kevin Smith direct.
That's a TV show, because we have the movies that are still coming out. We have the movies that are still covering stormtroopers, so that can be the serious aspect of it. And then you move to the TV show, and it's like, all right, let's have some fun with it. Let's
have some fun with the characters. The stormtroopers are people. They're they live their life.
We finally realized that in episode 7, they are people.
Yeah, they gave them a slight personality, but
I figured just a random scene. Like, one guy takes off his helmet, and then another stormtrooper pulls him aside. It's like, what's going on, man?
Yeah, hey,
what I'm saying?
How's your kids going, man?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Is something going on at home? You know what I'm saying? What happened?
Oh man, dude, no, I had this battle. I just couldn't. I had to kill 17 people.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you missed almost every time.
Yeah, and
then you'd be like,
I know, I couldn't do it.
Maybe that's why they always miss, because they have problems at home, and we can finally.
The wife, she's just
Oh man.
Well, yeah, okay. So Star Wars, if they did a Stormtrooper, if it was just like a smaller series, I could see that little short bits.
Yeah.
But I would like a full, 30-minute, maybe full 45-minute show or episode. What do we got next?
We're now on our top 3. And I feel like these ones are going to be real intense, because
this one was our other miniseries one.
Yeah, this one's a miniseries here, and the reason we picked this as a miniseries is because the movie is great. We put this on like a Netflix miniseries and just showed 8 episodes. It's because
it's the 8 episodes. We brought this one up. I was thinking of the John Carpenter one, just because it was very done well. It was very scary. The special effects were very practical. It's one of the shining examples of very practical special effects.
And how it works.
And it worked very well. It's better than any CGI special effects I've ever seen.
I just watched it a couple months ago, and when I finally did for the first time, and I was just like, that's fine.
Well, I've seen behind the scenes on it, and it was when the guy's split in half and he's got a mouth over here, and it's that was done, and they only touched up just little bits to kind of blend it in and make it look more real, but everything was there. They didn't paint over the whole guy in special effects. No, it was there. He was wearing styrofoam rubber suit.
If I had to have one flaw of the movie, is I feel like the tension is kind of outdated. Tension nowadays,
it's a very slow build. Yeah. It's very
and it's just nowadays we have so much.
And if you don't feel the tension, then it's just not there.
And I watched that, and I watched it. And so I felt like
the scary build up is that it's in the Arctic.
That's
out there.
No
you couldn't do that in in the suburbs or something. It's let me just run next door.
Yeah. So with that one, I feel like they could go into it more, and I feel like
an 8-part miniseries.
They can build up on the rivalries more.
I keep thinking of Stranger Things. If they did it just like that, just an 8-part, 45-minute episodes of the thing. Kind of take the John Carpenter movie, but stretch it out to that. You could add a bit more, build more tension. The finale could be a bit more grand.
The one thing I think maybe that would do a little better with the series is if you added a couple more characters, because I think the movie had 6. Something like that.
Which, it was great.
But if you did a series, you would need a little more, because then you would want to build a little more tension.
Yeah, you could kill off more characters throughout the series.
You would throw 12 in there. You would double it up, maybe 12. Have 2 parts where it's the scientist and the actual field workers, or something like that.
Instead of just being one station, you could have 2 stations. Have it write a bit more into there. But it would be basically the same thing, just because
then it also makes it more scary. If if you only have 6 people and you have one thing, it's there's less odds of who's who. You know what I'm saying? Where you have 12, it's more. It's like, you know what I'm saying. he could be the thing. He could be the thing, and then like 12 people could be the thing versus
more.
6. That's a little. It's a little. The stakes are a little lower because it's like, all right, obviously I know I'm not, so now there's only 5. So I think that's a little small thing, and that's just a minor thing. But I think in a series,
you could expand it out into a miniseries. All right. But it would work as a miniseries because I want a beginning and end to it. I don't want 3, 4, 7.
We're not trying to expand it. We're not trying to.
Just the miniseries.
We don't want any fluff.
What do we got next? You came up with this one.
All right. I felt like this one is just.
And we both agreed. I was like, yeah, this is.
I felt like this one would be really good because you just think of it, you watch it, and it's the characters is why.
I feel like this movie. I didn't get enough from the movie. It's like I want more of those characters. I need more.
And I feel like that's the reason it's like kind of a cult movie where it's like people don't like it because it's not. There's no plot.
It's no real mainstream. It's kind of just a smaller like.
So if you throw it into a series, I feel like you can get to know these characters more. You can delve into the gangs more, and that's what we're gonna do. Wars, come out to play, and you can kind of get into that, and it's just like, oh, dude. So say they can even make it to a point where there's like 4 gangs or something like that, and then
you could focus on like a small group of 3 or 4 gangs and like how they interact with each other and like all the gangs of where is it, New York?
Yeah, I think so. And then like you can, so you can either start it off to where they're already the gangs, or maybe you can build up into. So
how do they grow into like how do these factions get their gang?
The first season would be the build up of the gangs and the warriors and how it's all dark and gritty and stuff and why it's like that.
It'd just be like the interpersonal relationships. You could write a lot in there, and I like just like the kind of silliness of the aspects of each gang. Like there was like a roller skating gang, there was like a baseball player gang. The warriors just had like Indian style, one of them, they had like their faces painted. It was really stupid. There was all female one. There was like hobos,
and that's so weird. But if you actually went deeper into it and you actually described, explained why,
out some,
it would
like,
make sense.
trope.
And ideally, you want them to be weird for a reason.
Yeah.
Whether it's the time.
But
or
you could tie it into like where each faction is from. Like okay, they're from this side, so that has more. That's why they're that way. I feel like you could do a lot with that.
And I feel like that'd be a good,
I guess that running for 5 seasons. I would say that'd be pretty good. And I'm thinking of like Sons of Anarchy type, where all the different games, like they respect each other, but they have their differences and they fight. So I didn't think that. Only without motorcycles, they're just walking and taking the bus.
Street gangs.
We're just local to our neighborhood, and that's all it is. But 5 seasons, I'd take that.
All right, this one is the most creative.
One. I came up with this one. I've been saying it for years. I want to see it. A Hitchhiker's Guide TV show.
Me, I haven't seen this, and when he pitched his idea, I was like, "Wow, dude, that."
Okay, well, I keep thinking of Mostaf traveling around the universe, like who? Doctor Who. Just kind of, he has his spaceship and he travels, because he's writing the Hitchhiker's Guide. So once he gets off Earth, what does he do? He travels around and continues writing for the Hitchhiker's Guide. And you could just pick up companions, and he does stupid antics. It's in sci-fi. You can just do whatever you want. Mix in some little Rick and Morty in there. That'd be excellent, dude. That's why I want a Rick and Morty movie. That's our next one.
Dang it. Animated.
Animated. No, I want live action. Rick Moranis.
I'm saying, remember animated to live action. That's something we're gonna think about. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hitchhiker's Guide. Mostaf traveling around the universe. Just writing the Hitchhiker's Guide.
Do you think Mostaf would be able to handle that? Like if they did it as an updated version, you think he'd be able to handle that?
Well, now? I mean, if he's playing the same character that he did in the movie, then yes, that's all I want. You don't even have to have anybody else return. I just want Mostaf playing Ford Prefect traveling around the galaxy. It's like you could write anything for that. Douglas Adams has a whole universe set out.
And anything that's super fake, creative like this, you can just make it into anything. You know what I'm saying? You literally, there's almost no limits, and I feel like that would be awesome. And it's like, sometimes it may take time. Like this would be the type of show where I'd be okay if it took 2 years to get a new season, because it's going to be legit. They're going to make it, and it's going to be.
It would be like Sherlock. I could deal with like 6 episode seasons as long as they were good episodes.
Did you say you wanted to be BBC?
Oh yeah. Like I said, exactly like Doctor Who. Just take the Doctor Who guys, take them off working Doctor Who, and like in the off season, work on Hitchhiker's Guide. Yeah, you can just do one and then the other. I don't care.
Is it gonna have? Do you think it would be more comedy or more serious tone? Do you think?
It'd be like everything would be kind of silly. They would there'd be serious moments, but it would be more of just like, hey, we're in danger here, but we're not. Our lives aren't in danger. This is just gonna it's either gonna hurt a little bit, it's gonna cost us some money.
So the stakes are low, but it's also It's also intense. Literally, it has an intensity for low stakes.
Yeah, the main plot will be he's writing the Hitchhiker's Guide. He's writing a book for a guide traveling around the universe. So he travels around the universe, and he's down on this planet, and it's like, these are the tips and tricks I learned in like my 3 days of living here. And he has to have his towel.
Yeah, and then where you can make planets, you can make stars, you can make moons, you can go to
star bases. You could meeting other alien spaceships, meeting new aliens, like Futurama style, like that kind of zany space.
So
sci-fi.
Futurama, Rick and Morty. Man, could you imagine if they tried to do Rick and Morty inside that? No, if anyone's listening to this, do not connect anything. I do not want that. All right, so that was our top 10 movies that we think would be better off if they were made into a TV show, whether it's you totally get rid of the existing property or if you expand on the existing property and you kind of, or Matrix.
Yeah, most of these we wiped out all the sequels, I think, on everything.
So that's our 10 movies that we wish was a series or a miniseries. Let us know what you think. Hey, if you have any movies where it's like, bam, that would be a lot better if it was a series. Comment below, let us know. And is there anywhere that they can find you, or because maybe they liked you, maybe they want to...
Richard Anderson on Facebook, Richard Dank Anderson, because I'm Dank. And then also, I want to see if you can do this. I'm going to do this like right here, like Pizza Kids, right? Just click that.
Okay.
Hopefully he'll put something in there.
So if you like pizza,
strangely obsessed with pizza. That's how I've heard it described as.
No strangeness.
Pizza.
That's pizza's normal. It's awesome.
Pizza Kids.
So if you like pizza, they show memes. They just talk about pizza things. If say you're eating a piece of pizza and you see something,
take pictures and post your pizza. That's really all I want.
Or if you're on Instagram or Pinterest or Tumblr or anything and you see random cool pizza pictures, just share them. That's all. It's a bunch of fun. So hit that, and obviously like and subscribe to this video, share, and see if anyone else likes our ideas or maybe that they have their better ideas, and let us know. Thank you as always.
You want move it like more this time, like. You like that?
Let's do one looking.
I'm just...
No. The left hand is just a different angle.